Hey guys, it's Spaces Sims, and we are back with more Winter's Wish, continuing Otaro's route, and he's a Blightfall. Alright, I mean, listen, I knew he was sus as fuck, and I knew he might, well, I thought he could be the big bad evil. I didn't know he was a Blightfall, though, so that's different. I didn't see that one exactly coming. Still, though, now it's like, how did this happen? When did this happen? Are you ever the real Ataro? What's going, you know what I mean? And like, what's the level here? Like, were you totally fucking with us when you said you had feelings? Or are you just lying and manipulating us? Because like, man, we fell for you. Like, what the Is there some truth in that? I mean, you would like to think, logically, there should be some truth in that. Because then when you are like, getting toward the end, he's going to be, that's what's going to stop him and bring him back to the light, is your love for him and his love for you. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, like, you put him in here as like a character to romance, but you can't really romance him because he's a playful. Dude, that is worse than putting Kyoshiro and Kiyohiko on the sidelines. At least I knew they're side characters. I can't romance them. You didn't give me a route with them and then tell me to go fuck myself. Like, you know? So this is fun. This is fun. I don't want to say I feel vindicated because, like, I'm pretty sure it was obvious he was sus. Like, again, didn't know what level. It could have been something simple and like, oh, okay, yeah, he's just an object that was from a member of the Hakuseki clan and that's why he's special and whatever. And you're like, oh, alright, it's boring. But no, him being a Blightfall is really fucking exciting and like super evil, and I'm kind of here for this. Like, good times, you know? Again, not the sus I expected, but kind of the sus I expected this level of sussitude, but not this exact outcome. But, you know, so good enough. I mean, I feel like my guessing was good enough. Really? Seriously, music? You're getting all janky? You're gonna have to fucking suffer, because, like, I'm not, like, I listened when I first started, and it was perfectly fine. I swear to God, it's just my headset sometimes. I don't know. Otaro was a Blightfall. Makes me so happy. So stupid. I mean, it's a stupid thing to make me happy. After being told such a shocking truth, I couldn't utter a single word. You know that guy Tanichibo everyone's been talking about? He's just a pawn. A human brainwashed me to look like a Blightfall. I mean, that's not surprising. We knew that. Oh my God. It's really bad. Hold on. The annoying thing about the music getting janky is I turned it on and I could hear the music. Because, like, sometimes I can't hear the music and then you don't know. But, like, this, I could hear the music and I listened before I started recording and was like, oh, okay, no, it sounds fine. And then it got janky. Like, right now it sounds fine. And I just went back and listened to the recording too, and I'm like, I mean, you guys can't really hear the music unless you crank it up really loud and I stop talking. But I'm like, no, you can hear it sounds crunchy as fuck. So it's really fucking annoying. Like, it's my capture card and, like, my recording software together just fucking hate each other. But again, I know I've had my capture card for like 10 years, like 8 to 10 years. I really am still like, no. It's still fucking work. You will still motherfucking work. I do not want to spend another couple $100 on one when I have one that motherfucking works. I'm a cheap bitch, okay? Listen. Anyway, Tanichibo's a pawn. We know he's an idiot. He's too stupid to be on the ball. We knew that he wasn't really the one controlling Hibie. Somebody else is puppeteering, but it's like, are they puppeteering Hibie or they're puppeteering Tanichibo to puppeteer Hibie? Poor guy. He's been exposed to that many black threads. I don't think he'll ever recover his sanity again. That's so mean. In other words, the person who bound Hibie with the thread? Me. The one who's been rampaging around Ito since about a decade ago? Also me. Get the picture? Kindly enough, Otaro pointed to himself as he gave his explanation. So, if Otaro, air quotes, the vessel, was only created 5 years ago, did the Blightfall that we are speaking to, that's now Otaro, take over Otaro's body? Because Blightfall Otaro, or the Blightfall, has been rampaging, like he said, for 10 years. But Otaro has only been in the Oniwaban for 5, according to what we just read yesterday. Well, not yesterday for me, like 2 days ago for you, but... And I couldn't respond. Of course, I understood what he was saying. I just couldn't accept the truth that was in front of me. Whether it was the nest of emotional imprints stuck around the room, or the black threads imbued in Otaro's neck. You don't get it, do you? I'm feeling generous, so I'll answer all your questions for you. You're probably wondering why I have the heat pack that used to belong to Otaro. Oh, you actually killed the real Otaro. Okay. It was about 5 years ago, I think. The Oniwaban was getting stronger, and at one point, we were at a disadvantage. So I wondered if there was any way I could crush the Oniwaban. I decided to, well, sneak into the base. Okay, so also I'm just going to point out, I wasn't wrong! You are the one that killed Kyoshiro! No fucking forgiveness. We're going to punt this little motherfucker into the sun. I don't care if we love you. Fuck you! You killed our beautiful robot? The audacity. I mean, I wasn't wrong there. Because, like, if this is not Otaro's just got... Like, you absolutely killed Kyoshiro in Tominare's route. Like, not just you let something happen to him, you probably legit actually motherfucking killed him. No, the lion, the witch, and the audacity of this bitch. I don't know if I can forgive you for that. I mean, we're still going to enjoy your route, and you're still a fun character, but, like, I'm still just going to be, like, 20 years from now, I'm going to be like, remember that time you killed Kyoshiro? Yeah, no, I'm never going to let it go. Like, I'm going to hold that kind of a grudge. Just saying. But there should be a barrier protecting the base. Oh, that... See, if you use a simple trick, you can get through it no problem. And if you can get through the wall, you can move freely inside, even if you're a Blightfall. Total design flaw. It was a bummer, really. Anyway, when I snuck in, surprise! They were right in the middle of a vesselization ritual. Of course, the one being made was Otaro. At the time, Otaro was still incomplete. They'd already formed the body and were about to tie the tool and physical form together, so there really never was an Otaro, is what we're saying now, it seems like. I can't just pass up that kind of golden opportunity now, can I? What I did then was easy. I immediately caused a ruckus outside and chased away the soothsayers that were next to him. I used the opening to destroy the heat pack so Otaro was beyond recovery. Just like that, the form they were in the middle of making disappeared without a trace. After that, I simply had to lie down on the ritual site in his place. That was all it took to infiltrate in the Oniwaban. Wow. It's actually fucking genius. 5 years later, I managed to make a pretty good situation for myself thanks to Otaro. City of Ito's in absolute shambles. So, I won't be needing this anymore. He muttered in an aggravated manner and slammed the heat pack into the ground. The heat pack, already broken, shattered into pieces from the impact. It would no longer come back. Then, you're not Otaro? I literally just said that. Then, what's your real name? I don't have one. Otaro spat the words out and averted his gaze from me. The color of his threads were pitch black. I couldn't read any sort of emotion from them. Even if I can see the threads, it's pointless like this. Then, why wasn't I able to see your threads until now? I can clearly see the threads of emotion on you right now, even though I was never able to before. That was because I had the braided rope tied around my neck. There's a Hakuseki clan thread woven into it. Taro smiled, looking pleased with himself as he showed off the braided rope he had removed. It's the same theory as the one used during the ghost stories. I suggested that I become vessel-like while weaving the rope. Same trick I used to pass through the barrier at base 2. Pretty convenient, right? But it's kind of weird because Hibie... So you're a Blightfall, which is just negative energy. But you know all the Hakuseki clan tricks. And you basically kidnapped Hibie. Poor Hibie, I feel bad. We've been like, that bastard's been the end up, but it hasn't been. It's been you the whole time. Damn. I mean, I figured you guys were working together, but not that Hibie was just your puppet. Poor little Hibie, you made me hate him. You made me think he was a douche, and he's really just been a douche because of you. I'm smiling at this whole thing. It's great. I love this kind of bamboozle. It's good. Well, I didn't know if I succeeded or not until I actually met you. In other words, as soon as he first met me, Otaro had won his bet. At that time, if my eyes had seen Otaro's threads, what would have happened? What else did you want to know? Oh yeah, the reason I can see emotional imprints? That's easy. Blightfall are born from emotional imprints, right? So obviously I can see things that'll give me power. Then how have you been defeating Blightfall? It should be impossible unless you can use the snow sacrament, right? If you can't defeat Blightfall, you shouldn't be able to remain a member of the Oniwaban. He's probably been absorbing them, is what I'm gonna guess. Because, like, they could do, like, oh, no, see, because I have threads from Hakuseki, I can, like, he used it to get into base, he used it to hide his threads, whatever. He could be like, oh, that's how I'm doing it. But he'd be like, no, I eat the other. Like, we saw Hibie absorbing people and turning them into threads, right? So why would one Blightfall not be able to eat a smaller, weaker Blightfall? To make it look like you're killing Blightfall, you're just... Because everybody just sees you slash them out, and then, oh, they disappear, and you're just like slurping them up like fucking noodles. Nobody's going to notice that. Instinctively, I was already certain that Otaro was a Blightfall, but in the bottom of my heart, I couldn't acknowledge it. I didn't want to believe that the Otaro I'd known all this time was a lie. Why are you fighting me so hard on this? Spacey, you sure are strange as ever. Yeah, well. Did you know vessels can use the snow sacrament, but they can't see emotional imprints like us? As long as the Blightfall disappears, fooling them's easy. Suddenly, the black threads spread across the room, began squirming like living creatures. They gathered in the corners of the ceiling and formed a large ball. And then became a Blightfall. What? It was as Otaro explained earlier. As long as you could get through the barrier around the base, you could continue existing, even as a Blightfall. In other words, it was also possible for a Blightfall to be born within the walls and kill Kyoshiro. If you kill anyone in this route, I don't know if I'm going to be able to forgive you and fall in love with you. The Blightfall immediately tried to leap at Otaro, who was right under it. Watch out! But at that moment, Otaro swiftly turned around and placed a hand on the Blightfall's mask. He didn't seem to be exerting much force, but it was apparently enough to stop the opposing Blightfall dead in its tracks. It frantically moved and kicked its spider-like legs. Do you know who you're messing with? I'm the one who stands above you all. As soon as he spoke those intimidating words, the Blightfall instantly disintegrated into black threads. It didn't even have time to scream. Otaro waved his arm, tangling the threads around it before they melted away into thin air. What was that just now? There were barely any emotional imprints left in the room. I was unable to process what had happened right in front of me, and I could only blankly stare at the corner of the ceiling. So yeah, that's that. I'm a Blightfall, so I can break apart and absorb any small fry that are beneath me. That's what I said, he eats them. Hibie did it during the public parade too, didn't he? I'm not a god, though, so don't expect me to absorb that much. Still. So long as the Blightfall disappears, the Oniwaban will assume I can use the snow sacrament, and you're the only one who can actually see the emotional imprints. Since you arrived, I've actually been doing my best to not deal the final blow to the Blightfall. All of his explanations, worded as if to drive me away, were hopelessly convincing. I don't want to believe it, but I have no choice but to accept the truth. Yeah, but like, how are we going to get out of this situation? Because you can't go tell anyone Otaro's a Blightfall. Because now we're stuck in a room with him. Otaro really is a Blightfall. The realization shocked me to my core. Suddenly, it was difficult for me to breathe. But after several deep breaths, I opened my mouth again. The only thing I could do now was ask questions. And hope someone finds us? And then I could be like, Otaro's a Blightfall, kill him! And then run. Because, like, right now we've got nothing. He's not going to let me go. Because then we're going to tell them. And then they're going to... You know what I mean? Otaro's turned into a Blightfall. They'll just kill him. Where's your object? I don't have it. Right, because it's smashed in the room, and then it's all over. Granted, he can escape and get away, but maybe. But like, is it really worth that risk to him? I doubt it. As opposed to kidnapping us and I don't know what happened to her. Something. Oh no, Tanichibo has her. So much easier. Just saying. Otaro, why did you become a Blightfall? Something terrible must have happened to you, right? What makes you think that? I was born a Blightfall. That's why I don't have a name or any trauma. I simply despise everything that exists in this world. And how are you gonna fall? How could you claim that you love me? That was all bullshit? Oh, that hurts a little bit. I can't believe it. In other words, Otaro was neither a human nor a form folk who had become a Blightfall. He'd been born naturally from emotional imprints. Given that, it made sense why he only felt emotions such as hatred and sadness, but he fakes being happy really fucking well, is all I'm saying. He fakes it better than Vessels. Hibiya is the only divine Blightfall in the world. If I can make him strong enough, he has the potential to annihilate all of Yamato with ease. Yamato with ease. Did I say that? No, I didn't. As to why I chose Ito as my base of operations, put simply, there were plenty of people here with lots of malice. It was just easy to grow Hibiya. You didn't really grow him, though. You kidnapped him. Lo and behold, the public parade was a massive success. He must have been remembering that time. Otaro chuckled in delight. I know, and we were like, how romantic, you saved me. Even if we thought you were going to be evil, I didn't think you were going to be this evil. Like, man. Like, sometimes there's a part of me that's like, I kind of wish I wasn't right, though. I kind of wish that, like, your sus was just, like, something stupid and disappointing. You know what I mean? We were like, oh, they could have done so much better. He could have been the total big bad evil, you know? Because now that we got the total big bad evil, you're like, but then, like, you're rescuing me and all this, it was, like, for nothing. And, like, you didn't really mean any of it. And that's kind of sad and that hurts my feelings. Damn it. Still, getting to this point was a real struggle. I was always trying to come up with ways to efficiently make Hibiya grow. I mean, this also explains why he pieces out every single time. He's like, okay, bye. Well, what's interesting, though, is after we destroy and then there's no more Blightfall, Otaro doesn't disappear. He's like, okay, bye, and he leaves. So that's interesting, because you know what I mean? Like, we get rid of Hibiya all the other times and then no more Blightfall appeared. It's like you got rid of all the Blightfall, but not really, because then Otaro still exists. Now, we were always like, oh, Otaro went off on his own, and you don't see him. But even in Kinji's route, he did. He was like, okay, bye, guys, whatever. And we are like, bye! And it was like, there's no more Blightfall. That's not exactly true. I mean, we think there isn't, but there's always Otaro. So, I'm just saying they could have done, like, a sequel. Because in every other route, there's always a Blightfall out there still existing, and it's Otaro. And now that we know, sequel! Make a sequel! Seriously! I'm here for this! There are some games that get sequels, and you're like, yeah, but like, why? I don't really need one. But this game, I want a sequel. I want more. I want more of my... And then I want you to let me date Kyoshiro and Kyuhiko. Let me date those two motherfuckers. I know it seems weird because then they can't let you date Miyagi, but, like, you can't date him. He's got a wife and kids. So, like, you know, whatever. But you could become the Shogun's concubine, I guess, as if they wanted to give you a option. He's more like a dad figure to all of us. That'd be weird. But anyway. I even considered fusing Hibie with a human or form folk that held extraordinary amounts of malice. But if I did that, it would ultimately depend on the person I let him fuse with. Too uncertain for my tastes. And if they didn't mesh, Hibie could be taken over instead. Poor Hibie, you're just a weak little thing, aren't you? Since I wanted to make Hibie into a divine Blightfall, if that happened, it'd be the exact opposite of what I wanted. Besides, Hibie isn't even my puppet, really. As you know, I can control him with the thread, but he has regained his sanity and attempted to escape before. That was what happened during the ghost stories. Before that, some courtesan named Okuni managed to hide him away, so even I was pretty shocked. You say some courtesan named Okuni like we weren't just talking to her together earlier. Did you? Okay. So I thought, why don't I seal him away in some cursed object so he can't move freely? But then it would take too much time for him to mature. So Hibie can regain his sanity, and now we know Okuni's the key to taking down Otaro. Okuni's love for Hibie and whatever is the key to take... Aww! Sweet. You realize it'd take more troublesome preparations to shorten that time, so I ended up scrapping that whole idea, obviously. So in the end, the idea I went with was that public parade. And for your information, I had to do a lot of work behind the scenes, implanting citizens with my blood, increasing the chance of them becoming Blightfall, which would be the maiden's robes things. Oh, did you know, if you give humans a Blightfall's blood, it can influence them to hold in more malice and anger? Do that to an overly emotional person and you've instantly got yourself a Blightfall. Then those people who were becoming Blightfall lately, they were all your fault? I mean, everything that's happened in any route is all Otaro's fault. It's kind of fun now. Are you kidding? Obviously. All the better for me to start a downward spiral of panic and have more people susceptible to turn it into Blightfall. So that means Ruriko became a Blightfall because I rubbed my own blood into her wound. Ruriko, if you could you tell us about your situation? I understand that it's difficult to talk about. Hello, are you listening? We want you to answer a few questions. The pain that Ruriko said she felt in her neck was Otaro's doing. I figured she'd be killed by the Oniwaban after I turned her into a Blightfall. Guess that was my mistake. Never would have expected you to save her. I knew there was a high chance that if Ruriko gave her testimony about what happened, it'd be clear that I was behind it. That's why I went out of my way to break her out of prison, but should have just killed her when I had the chance. I'm glad you didn't, because I think I'd have been pissed. There's no way I would have forgiven you. Like, listen, what happened in Tominari's route still pisses me off. I still hate you a little bit for that, but, like, it was Tominari's route. It's not this one. But if you killed Ruriko, like, fuck you, bro. I don't fucking think so. I'm still not even gonna really be willing to forgive you and, like, be in love with you if you kill any of my boyfriends in this route. I don't care. Like, I mean, I'm not happy about what happened in Tominari's route, but we brought him back. And then he came back as a form folk, so that was sweet. He didn't have to be a vessel. He could live his happy little, you know, stoic robot life. With very, very, very no emotions. Still the same man. But, you know, so, like, okay, we worked that out. But, like, if you kill anyone permanently? Oh, fuck no. All bets are off. Like, right now, we still have potential. Like, you're evil and you're trash, and we love trash, and this is fun. I'm like, okay, we can make this work. All right, I could go the dark evil route, I get, or we can make you better, you can make me work, whatever, but just don't kill any of my other boyfriends, because then I just draw the line at that, all right? Don't. Just don't. Or our friends on the side. Because, like, Ruriko's our friend. And her and Tatsunosuke need to be happy, okay? I'm vying for their romance. So, like, don't make me mad at you for taking away someone else's romance, right? Like, listen. I can get a little evil, because I was going to take Mimi out if she tries to fucking romance Kyoshiro. But, like, I'm just going to be like, I don't give a crap. I will, like, dropkick anyone who tries to tell me that they're romantic. And Tominari's around like, fuck that shit. That man's mine. She can't, I will take her out. Like, so you, me, Otaro, we're the same. I'll take that bitch out. But, like, But don't take any of my boyfriends out. I draw that line. You do not get to control who comes to the man harem, all right? That's me. Me. I do that. You do not get to throw a hissy fit and kill my men to try to think that you're going to lessen the man harem, because I got more trash in my brain that's willing to take you out than you have trash in your body. Just saying. Don't fight me. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm really glad he didn't though, because I don't think I'd have been able. I would have been like, no. I feel like that's also why they didn't, because they're like, if we have him kill her, like whatever he did in other routes, you're like, okay, it's another timeline. We weren't romancing him. But if he killed Ruriko, like, how do you really get past that? And like, she's so innocent and sweet, and like, how could we forgive you and fall in love with you? Like, you know? I mean, I'm trash, but I'm not that much trash. The public parade was exciting enough with you as a substitute anyway. Ruriko's really been nothing but trouble. Well, I guess it doesn't matter anymore. All that's left is to fuse myself with a BA and be reborn as the strongest Blightfall. What if he actually does that? But then Hibie takes over. Then are we going to be romancing Hibie? That's weird. What? What do you mean? Haven't you been listening? Hibie's been pretty rebellious lately, so I thought I'd take him over, body and all. I'm in the middle of preparing for that right now, actually. After he said that, Otaro finally went silent. It seemed that he had finished saying everything he wanted to say, but his explanations had raised more questions than answers. I kind of want to see that happen, like in a bad ending or something. But, like, because it's weird, like, if you take over Hibie's body and then Hibie rebels and then kills you or whatever, then it's like, well, then Otaro's gone. But if Otaro and Hibie fuse, then Otaro's still kind of gone. Like, then they're this different people, but, like, then you're like, well, then I feel bad because then Otaro BA, like, is now a new person, better, he's not trash anymore, but Okuni was kind of in love with Hibie. Now, maybe that they weren't really saying that in this route, but it was clear in Kinji's route that there was kind of like a romancy thing. So, like, I can't forget that just because you take over his body and now, okay, that's my boyfriend now, sorry, Okuni. Like, that's kind of fucked up. Like, I can't do my girl like that. She helped us a lot in Kinji's route. Even if she became the big bad evil, it was like, well, she's being possessed, though, so, like... And loving trash will make you do crazy shit. Like, right now, we might be susceptible to that, is all I'm saying, you know? It seemed he had finished saying everything he wanted to say, but his explanations had raised more questions than answers. I don't know if I read that. Why are you telling me all this? What? I mean, it's not like I noticed that you were a Blightfall on my own. You could have just played it off, right? And if you tell me, won't it all go to waste? If I tell everyone in the Oniwaban that you're a Blightfall, your plans would be over in an instant. Well, see, I'm sure he thought of that already, but, like, don't mention it just in case he didn't. When I said as much, I had a certain epiphany. Do you actually want to be stopped? Huh? He revealed so much to me, even though it had no benefit to him. It was the only reason I could think of. Maybe deep down, maybe she's onto something, though, like... Because maybe deep down he does, because, like, he's like, are you in love with me? I actually like you. Like, there is no reason to pretend you're in love with me to, like, manipulate me or something. It's not like I had any clue that you were evil or I was getting suspicious of you where then you're going to make me fall in love with you. So then I'll be like, oh, that's what you've been hiding or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, woo, everything was going right over my head. I had no clue. And just being friends and trusting you as a friend and a comrade was enough. So there was no reason for the whole... I mean, obviously, aside from we're playing an Otome game. But, like, it does make you wonder, like, okay, were they smart enough to, like, incorporate... And so far they have been with this game and how they've woven things together, right? To be like, oh, maybe for some fucking reason, this Blightfall who has no fucking idea what romantic emotions and good emotions really are, actually kind of did have those feelings for you, even though it's a foreign and weird for them. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, no, I was just faking that. Was I, though? Maybe. Interesting. Could be interesting. Perhaps Otaro, too, became emotionally attached after years of living as a member of the Oniwaban. And that would be kind of interesting. As opposed to he's just irredeemably evil. Like, I would like if he, like, starts off irredeemably evil, but then is like, I'm actually growing, like, a soul and a heart, because I do kind of love these guys, and I don't want to kill them. But, like, yes, I do! You know what I mean? Like, there's a little voice in the back that's like, but I kind of don't want to. Kind of like, Hibie doesn't want to do evil shit, but there's a little voice in the back that's like, yes, you do, stab them all, and that takes over. You know what I mean? Because it's really the voice is Otaro, but because he was a Blightfall, he wasn't able to accept those feelings willingly. That, again, I really hope that's where they're going with this, because that's cool. Like, that's a nice little twist, and like, ooh. You think I'm stupid, don't you? I never risk ruining everything for some stupid reason like that. I simply want you. I mean, me? Just what did he mean? I felt confused, unsure of what those words meant. All the while, Otaro closed the distance between us as if to corner me. Okay, don't get, like, assaulty. Don't do that. I'm gonna cut to the chase. I want you to join me. I told you my plan is a way to show my good faith. Nothing more. There's no way to trust me on account of me being a Blightfall, so it's only fair, right? I need you, Spacey. When he said that to me, what passed through my mind were all the memories I'd shared with Otaro until now. Are we gonna go, like, the dark route? I mean, I could see us going with him and being like, alright, yes, because, you know, we still think there might be something redeemable inside of him. And believing that, like, oh, yeah, I just want you, I want you to join me, whatever. And it's like, but why? You wouldn't care. If you were really evil, still going on the, maybe you actually do care about the Oniwaban, maybe there actually are decent feelings inside of you, but they're so fucking foreign to you that you don't know how to process those. And you were born of such evil that it's easier to shove those decent feelings back, you know what I mean? And she'll be like, okay, hoping that he'll turn that way, you know what I mean? As opposed to, no, running away, and then, like, whatever. I don't know, that'd be kind of interesting. Because then it gives you, as the player, to be like, whoa, she's actually going to side with him? No, right? No? Wait, what? And you get a little like, really? Are we going the dark route? And she's really not. She's just pretending. Which is still fun, but you're like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I can see it doing that. All right. No matter what happened, Otaro was always straightforward about his affections towards me. If he really was a Blightfall, then he had a heart as well. So when he said he liked me, it could have been his honest feelings. But, are you sure? So up until now, your words, how you acted, they weren't all lies. No matter how hard I tried, it wasn't easy to accept. I even started to think that, because he was a Blightfall, he could have done all those things to deceive me. My urge to believe him was stronger, but under these circumstances, there was no way I could keep quiet about my suspicions. So you still doubt me. Figures. It's true that I hid what I really was, but I really did mean what I said to you back then. So if you are in love with me, that's a good emotion. Some people take love and bastardize it and turn it into negative darkness, but, like, love should be a good emotion. That was when Otaro let out a deep sigh and placed his hand against his mouth. When I looked closer, his shoulders were trembling slightly. Perhaps because of his emotional state, his cheeks and eyes were slightly red. As soon as I saw that, my chest ached. The pain was from the guilt I felt, of course. No, I shouldn't. It'd be unfair to bring this up. I just want you to want revenge, too. From the bottom of your heart. It's like, I want you to want revenge, too. From the bottom of your heart. This is usually like a speech you give people, like, I want you to want to take in these orphans or something. It's usually a good emotion, not revenge. You know what I mean? Like, I want you to want joy, not revenge. Revenge is not usually the emotion or the feeling that is put in something like this. What do you mean? What have you been saying? You saw it in the documents we read, remember? you saw it in the documents we read, remember? Wow! We read, remember. Okay. The Hakuseki clan fell to ruin because of humans. Do you feel anything about that? Nah, I never met those fucks. They pushed the dirty work of eliminating Blightfall onto the clan. Then they whittled them down for their own selfish reasons. And now you're all alone. No, the Hakuseki clan was like, fuck dirty normies. Actually, don't fuck dirty normies. We keep it in the family, and then they dwindled. I mean, like, yes, humans manipulated them and were douches about shit. Okay? Normal humans. But the Hakuseki clan also wasn't, like, really great and kind of contributed to their own demise in the sense of, ew, we're purebloods. Gross. We don't muggle-born this shit. Like, listen, if you don't want to marry muggles, that's your own fucking problem. Like, seriously? You want to be pure-blooded and only keep it in your family? Well, you're going to die out. Like, that's their own damn fault. This is not like they were like trying, like, hey, we're trying to like commingle with normies, and normies were like, ew, fuck these freaks. Like, they didn't put the Hakuseki clan people in cage. Like, this is no, let's not do this. Okay? Like, you chose this. Like, I mean, okay, are humans sort of to blame? Maybe. Yeah, both sides are to blame here equally, I feel like. It's not like all normal humans did this. Nah, not 100%. So, no, I can't be mad at other people for the state of my clans failing because they didn't want to mingle with other people. Like, you know? And yet, humans aren't even trying to repent for their sins. They're just living their lives without a care in the world. Also, I'm pretty sure the Hakuseki clan is the reason my mom is dead. So, why should I be mad at humans when that's the reason, like, they're not the reason my mom's dead? You know what I'm saying? So, like, but we don't know that in this route, so. There's no need to let people like that live. You feel the same way, don't you? I feel like, of course not, but at the same time, of course not. But the ... is really a better answer for Otaro. And I feel like, okay, even if your instinct in this situation was to be like, fuck no. You're faced with someone who could potentially murder you, you know, and so you'd be like, let me consider their offer. Because at least if I consider their offer instead of laughing in their face, I might save being stabbed for later. Maybe I'll be able to... You know what I mean? Safer answer is pondering, as opposed to the instinctual, fuck no, that's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. You know what I mean? But also, I feel like the ... is better to romance him with. But maybe he's more romanceable by the honest answer. I don't know. No, it's ... Okay. It's weird because that looks like it'd be negative, but I found myself unable to entirely deny Otaro's words. It's true. He might have a point. If we backtrack enough, Ito's in this situation right now because of humans. They oppressed the Hakuseki clan, kept exploiting them, and so okay, here's the question though, because like that, like when you get points for them, it's the little flowers go up and they're the color. So for Otaro, they're pink. These ones are all like gray or whatever falling down. So you'd think that would be a bad answer. But like, okay, wait a minute. No, hold on. This is it. I want to see something. I want to like, I want to see what happens when you choose the other answer. Because I'm just curious. I'm not sure. Ah, okay. That gives you nothing. All right, so... Okay, so that gives you nothing. So I'm wondering if... So see, even though that goes down, I'm wondering if there's another gauge. It's not just romance with him gauge. It's, if there's like Oniwabon points or something, or like general points, that's moving another. Like there's two separate bars. There's romance with your boyfriend, and then there's just something else. You know what I mean? Because these answers, you get the the little flowers falling down. The other answer gives you nothing. And I'm wondering if it's a matter of the balance. Like, maybe. Well, we only have bad ends, right? Let me see something. We have sorrow ends, bad ends. Well, okay, maybe that gives you points. Okay, maybe that gives you points for the sorrow end. That would make sense. Because your options are get nothing or get points toward the sorrow end. So we're balancing out right now between romancing Otaro and getting sorrow ending. So to be fair, if you were going through this and you wanted the best possible ending without getting any sorrow points, you would have chose I don't feel that way at all. You know what I mean? Like, hell no, I don't feel that way. And then you would just get you'd still get the same ending. But the way the guide is, it gives you the balance of points so that, yeah, you're still going to get the max affection points for Otaro while also having some of the sorrow endpoints in there so that all you have to do is load a save file, choose a couple different answers to get max sorrow, and you don't have to go through the whole fucking game again. It's more efficient, basically. Okay. So this is for efficiency's sake, because that was a sorrow end answer. So that was technically not the best answer. But, like, of course not as I feel like is what she really feels, but the romancing him is like, well, maybe, I don't know. Like, I don't feel like this is necessarily a bad answer, considering the fact that we don't want Otaro to stab us. But anyway. Now, we can't deny Otaro's words. It's true. He might have a point. If we backtrack enough, Ito's in this situation right now because of humans. They oppressed the Hakuseki clan, kept exploiting them, and... So... Once I reached that thought, I suddenly returned to my senses. What was I thinking just now? No matter the reason, I don't have the right to take away someone else's life. As I stiffened, unable to believe the malice inside of my own heart, Otaro peered into my face. I knew it. You can't deny it, can you? That's not... Yeah, I hear ya. You can be that way for now. Oh, you can be that way. For now. Otaro retied the braided rope around his neck. His quiet smile seemed to convey that he understood my feelings as if they were his own. It's fine. It's not like I'm telling you to give me an answer right now. So, I'm giving you 1 month. Until then, you need to decide whether you want to side with the Oniwabon, or if you want to seek revenge with me. But, like, all I have to do is tell them you're a Blightfall, and then... But then they're gonna kill him, and then there goes my boyfriend. Why are you giving me a month? Because it'll probably take about that much time to control a BA. Personally, I want to be reborn as a powerful Blightfall as soon as possible. If you're by my side when that happens, that'd make me really happy. Blightfall can't be happy, though. It sounded like Otaro was trying to remind me of his desires. A storm of thoughts and feelings swirled around in my head. Among them, I was most concerned about one thing. If, hypothetically speaking, I told the Oniwabon everything, what would you do? I was hopelessly confused as to why Otaro hadn't mentioned anything about the most likely outcome. Right, that's what I'm wondering. Could you really do that? Look at his sad face! I mean, if I don't do that, Ito will... I've done some pretty horrible things to get here. You know that, don't you? Huh? Over the past 10 years, I've killed my share of townsfolk in Ito. Dozens of vessels are dead too, and I killed every last one of them. So, if you rat me out to those guys in the Oniwabon, they'll kill me for sure. No doubt about that. You killed Kyoshiro! I know it's a different route, but like, sir, this is not helping your case. If you tell them everything, in other words, you'd be killing me. Yeah, and saving everyone else. It doesn't matter what I feel for you. Like, stop. Just, she should not. She's gonna, oh my god, she's gonna do the stupid fucking thing. I mean, to be fair, I mean, that makes sense in the route, but as soon as I heard that, a shiver ran down my spine. I only now noticed the weight of Otaro's crimes and the true magnitude of the choice he placed upon me. Okay, but you have to, this is the trolley problem. The man you love, who is evil as fuck, or every other motherfucking person in existence. I mean, like, I don't think that should be that difficult. I mean, it's going to be difficult because you're like, but I love them. But they are the most evil part. They are going to kill literally everyone else that you care about. And you literally just met him the other day. I mean, okay, it's probably been a couple months, right? Like, we've been here for a while and, like, you've started noticing, but it's not like you've been desperately in love with him for 10 years. You've maybe, like, oh, I think I kind of have feelings for him, whatever. You don't know that you can never have these feelings again. You literally barely just figured out that you have feelings for him, so it really shouldn't be much of a choice, is all I'm saying. All I'm saying. If I didn't stop Otaro, more citizens of Ito would die, and all your friends. However, in order to stop Otaro, I'd have to take responsibility for his death. Yeah, but that's the right decision. I mean, I feel like there should be a way to, like, end up saving him and getting him and, like, whatever, but, like, the right decision to make would be, bye, Otaro, it was nice knowing you, and let everyone take you down. The right answer for the route should be finding a way to save him so that he's not an evil Blightfall and now we just made him a normal human with no powers whatsoever, somehow. You know, not, let's sacrifice everyone and ride off into the evil together. That would actually be fun in another game. For her, it doesn't make any motherfucking sense. So while being a character that's morally gray, that sometimes leans good and does good things depending on your love interest, or then sometimes can lean into the evil, whatever. Like, if your love interest is a little more shady, you can deal with the shade, like, whatever. Like, you know, you start off in that gray area would make more sense than, like, hell yeah, world burn, right? But she is a goody fucking two-shoes. She's always been a good girl. She ran off with Tominari, which was probably the darkest thing she's ever done. But it was like eating away, and it was like, oh my god, we can't do this. And like Tominari was like, fuck that, let everybody die. And she was like going crazy, like, no, we can't do this. Like, it destroyed her to like leave them. She didn't wanna. You know what I mean? So like, and she felt so fucking guilty. So you really think she's gonna be like, yeah, let's just kill all our friends? Not gonna happen. Like, it's not part of her character. Like, you know? I mean, I guess they were trying to set us up for this with Tominari's route and her running away and being like, well, that seems a little out of character. Being scared and running away and whatever, but then she felt so fucking guilty they came back. You know what I mean? And like, you ran away from trauma. This, you were like, nothing really bad has happened. Kiyoshiro didn't die. Nobody died. It's not like you watch people that, like, where, like, her being like, no, I'm gonna watch the world burn is not, doesn't, hold on. Sneeze came out of nowhere. Doesn't seem like it fits, right? Unless she's like, I'm gonna go because I can stop Otaro. I can make him better. Then sure, I'd believe that. But like her watching the world burn, does not seem like her at all. So, I don't know. It doesn't really, it depends on how they play it out. But like, I feel like they're gonna go the like, I can fix him, which sure, we will. Okay. And I believe that fits her character more than like, yeah, let's kill everyone. That's not her at all. You know what I mean? I don't think she would sacrifice everyone just for some guy she kind of likes, maybe. You know? Like, it just doesn't seem logical. So, anyway. I know you're a kind person, so I trust you. After looking into my face, covered in a cold sweat, Otaro gave me a sad smile before walking away. The only thing I could do was stare at his back. That's some fucked up shit. A few days after that, now then, report on each of your district situations. See, this man died because of Otaro. I just want you to know that, girl. The entertainment district has been empty for quite some time. I've never seen the district so silent. This potential gorgeous, beautiful bastard. He's not potentially gorgeous, beautiful, but he is. This gorgeous, beautiful bastard could potentially die because of Otaro. It may be due to their business failing, but the district's residents are also beginning to lose their temper. More and more, I'll spot a group of people only to find the fight is broken out. That a fight is broken out, sorry. People are quick to turn into Blightfall, and it's quite the headache. In contrast, Samurai Town's been noisier than it's ever been before. You're gonna kill the Labradoodle? I've had townsfolk return to their hometowns when possible, but conversely, there have been a lot of break-ins by people from other districts. Some people are even committing arson to take advantage of the situation, so it feels like there are more Blightfall than ever appearing at dusk. Castletown's also in a similar situation to the other districts. You're gonna kill this bastard? You're gonna let this perfect man die? Really? After the public parade the other day, Ito had been embroiled in a chaotic situation with no sign of relief. There is an easy sign of relief. Let them take out your boyfriend. It's easy for me to say because I'm not as in love with Otaro as I was with some of the other characters, but also when I look at it like Otaro versus all my other boyfriends. Yeah, I'm sorry. All of them are going to rank over Otaro. No offense. I really enjoy him as a character. I do. And some of his sprites are really nice. Don't get me wrong. But, like, I'm not going to sacrifice all my fucking boyfriends for him. Like, again, still haven't forgiven you about Kyoshiro and Tominari's era. What the fuck? I kind of hold that against Tominari that Kyoshiro died in his route, despite the fact that it was not his fault at all. You know what I mean? Like, bitch holds a grudge. Don't kill my boyfriends. So, no matter how many Blightfall we defeated, it wouldn't have made a difference unless things settled down. Points at Otaro. It'll be difficult to pursue Tanichibo and Hibie under these circumstances. You're gonna let Miyagi and his wife and kid die? We got a lot of intel regarding Tanichibo, but we haven't seen him at all since the day of the public parade. We know from Spacey's report that Hibie is bound by the threads. It'd be great to deplete the enemy's forces as soon as possible. We don't have the manpower for that. Our hands are full just dealing with all the townsfolk turning into Blightfall, basically. You're gonna let you're gonna let the Disney princess die? What, you're gonna let Kamame die? I know she's just a bird and we haven't seen hide or hair of her really, except for during ghost stories, and she doesn't count as a person, but like, she's gonna die of depression if we let the terror Disney princess die. At this point, the fact that Blightfall could only be exterminated by vessels was becoming a burden. We had to protect the citizens, but on the other hand, we also had to uncover the truth of the case. You know the truth of the case. In order to accomplish both, everyone in the Oniwaban had no choice but to work themselves to exhaustion. Why don't we just gather all the citizens in one area? That could decrease our workload. You're gonna let this bastard die? I mean, I know he deserves a smack in the face every once in a while, but how could you let him die? I'm gonna say it about everybody. The girl's being stupid. And what do you mean? It's the same in all the districts. Anyone who can has already escaped from Ito. That means there shouldn't be as many people in the city. So if we take the ones left behind and shove them all into one district, wouldn't it be easier on our end to protect? That's not a good idea, I think. Is there a reason for that? Under these circumstances, when we don't know who could become a Blightfall, it'd be far too dangerous to gather people in one spot. Maybe tell them the truth. If even a single person becomes a Blightfall, the panic could cause a chain reaction of Blightfall transformations. I mean, I get why she's hesitating because she's considering it. She's like, what the fuck do I do? But when you're seeing all the stress and all the struggle and all the people that are being affected, how do you not make a decision faster of, I have to sacrifice my love for Otaro for everybody else here? Like really? Again, I guess I can't really, like, I can falter right now and be like, girl, you're being stupid. But if you put, like, Kyoshiro or Kyohiko or Kuga or Yoichi or Kinji, for God's sakes. God, if you made Kinji the Blightfall into this situation, I'd be like, let the world burn, I don't care. So, like, because that man makes me stupid. So, to be fair, if we switched roles and Kinji was the big bad evil, I'd be like, watching the world burn sounds fun. Let's go. Fuck everyone. Wait. Can I take some of my boyfriends with me, though? Can we possess them and make them my, like, sex slaves or whatever? Can we just have them fan me and, like, can we bring them into the fold? Because I don't want them to die. But, like, fuck everyone else. You know? So I would be as stupid as she's being. So fair enough, you know. I'm going to judge her for it, though, because I'm not in that position. Kinji is perfect and wonderful, so whatever. A little bit of a bitch, but, like, you know, that's what we like. There's a big risk that Hibie could absorb them all, just like during the public parade. If we think about the reason why they're becoming Blightfall, that's... When I said that much, I immediately turned around to face Otaro. Otaro cast his eyes down, looking rueful. No, don't fall for his sad puppy face. What? What's the reason they're becoming Blightfall? Nothing. Well, you've got a point. Let's keep Kyohiko's... Oh, let's keep... I was doing the wrong voice. Let's keep Kyohiko's plan in reserve for now. Once I did my best to oppose the plan, Yabuda and the others were easily convinced. What a relief. In any case, I've avoided the worst scenario. Right? No! You're still letting it drag on! You're literally letting the cockroach drag its guts behind it for about a mile. Like, just kill the damn thing. I know I just can... I meant the whole, like, scenario, not Otaro being a cockroach, but that image popped in my head because, like, one time my friend and I were sitting outside when we lived in Florida, and there was a cockroach on the sidewalk, and I was like, ah! So she smashed it with her shit, like, stepped on it, whatever, and then we go sit back down, and then it wasn't dead, and it was, like, the front half of it was trying to walk away, and it was literally trailing its guts behind it in what seemed like a 50-mile walk, and it was like, cockroaches are just fucking, like, they're disgusting. Speaking of... No, I know, you gotta go potties. Hold on, you're holding your booty down like you gotta go. But that's just the mental image of the cockroach walking across her driveway with its guts trailing behind it because it wasn't exactly dead is... Can you... Bird, I need you to get to your spot, please. I can't... Jesus, I can't... Sorry, thank you. I couldn't... My headset's tangled up and I can't... Are you coming back or what? Jesus Christ, Bird. I probably... no, my microphone's still connected. It's tangled up in something, so it didn't fully come with me. So I had to stretch out my arm and turn my head, and then the bird wouldn't get on its fucking spot. And I was like, Jesus goddamn Christ. It's still recording my voice, so I guess everything's okay. And I didn't, like, pop out the microphone. But it got kind of wrapped around my fucking, like, power cord. So, like, a foot of it didn't come with me, so I didn't have the length to get to where I needed to go. And I didn't want to pull on it and rip it out. Anyway, so, yeah, no. I would have explained that they're turning into Blightfall because they were given a Blightfall's blood, but if I did that, then Otaro's true identity would be revealed to everyone in the Oniwaban, as it should be. Of course, in my head I knew that Otaro was our enemy, but I still couldn't choose the path that could end with Otaro dying. She's being stupid. Again, I get it, but it's still like, oh, God damn it, girl, don't be dumb. I really do want her to kind of, like, you know, use her Oniwaban powers to, like, fix him. That's what I'm hoping it happens. I don't want anyone to die, like, and him dying would be fucking fucked up, because you're like, you made a route where I kill my love interest, but, like, but protecting him and letting everybody else die is just very off-brand for her, so... I mean, I feel like they're gonna work it out the way I assume, but I'm just waiting for that intelligence to strike her, you know? However, if nothing changes, then Ito will fall to ruin. Feeling conflicted, I looked at Otaro and he quietly stared at me with a smile on his face. Plus, I mean, okay, I'm prone to believe that obviously his feelings for you and everything are real, because otherwise, what would be the point of this fucking route? But... from her perspective, if you were in her shoes, you'd be like, I can't trust that his feelings are fucking real. Your feelings might be, but you can't trust his are, and you're really going to go with that? You know what I mean? Oh shit, my microphone did pop out. Hopefully it's fine, but anyway. Uh, he must have been happy that I was protecting him. Just looking at his smile made my chest feel tight. But it's not like I can join up with Otaro. Is there no way to stop him aside from telling the truth to everyone in the Oniwaban? See, now she's going to start thinking. There we go. But anyway, we're about out of time. So I'm going to wrap this up here and we will continue our inner turmoil. So I will see you next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.